Welcome to The Explainer. So let me ask you something. What if everything you've ever been taught about the ultimate goal of spirituality is actually wrong? Today, we're exploring a pretty radical idea, one that might just flip your whole perspective on what enlightenment even is. Yeah, this question, it really shakes up the foundation of so many spiritual paths, doesn't it? It gets you thinking, is the whole point to just escape the world and float away in some state of bliss? Or is it actually about finding meaning right here in the middle of it all? Okay, so to really get our heads around this new perspective, we've got to start with the traditional goal. You know the one I'm talking about? That peak experience, that state of complete blissful oneness that people often call samadhi or nirvana. Just try to imagine it for a second. A state of pure, unfiltered awareness, where the you that you think of as you just dissolves, and you merge with the very source of creation. It's this incredible moment of blissful non-duality, a taste of the infinite. It's easy to see why so many people see that as the ultimate goal, right? It's no wonder at all. But, and here's the big twist, for the person at the center of our story today, this wasn't the answer at all. In fact, it was a huge problem. He discovered that this blissful state was completely impractical for just living everyday life. It created this massive imbalance between his spiritual world and his material world. So check this out. This slide lays it all out, side by side. Over on the left, you've got that bliss state. But look how it's described, like an unsettling, intoxicating experience, leaving you disoriented and unable to function. Then on the right, you have the grounded reality of a functional life where you're actually present for your family, your work, and your duties. Okay, so this whole experience led him to a really radical new understanding of spiritual energy, or kundalini, and a journey that pretty much defies all the conventional wisdom. You know how the traditional path of kundalini is always shown as this straight shot up, this powerful energy rising from the base of the spine right to the crown of the head. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the journey isn't a straight line at all? What if it's actually a circle? And boom, this slide shows you exactly what that looks like. It's this revolutionary idea of a circular journey. The point isn't just to reach a temporary peak of bliss. It's about maturing in that state. And then, this is the key part, bringing all that awareness back down to settle permanently in the heart. The peak, it turns out, was just a phase. It wasn't the final destination. And let me tell you, this was no quick fix. Look at this timeline. This was a journey that literally unfolded over decades. Just notice that gap, nearly 20 years between his first peak experience and the moment that energy finally settled in his heart. That is a long, patient process of spiritual maturation. Okay, so if the ultimate goal isn't a state of blissful escape, then what is it? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple, but at the same time, it's so incredibly profound. It's fulfilling your duties. And this idea totally echoes the wisdom in the Bhagavad Gita. You've got the warrior Arjuna, and he just wants to renounce the world. He's done with it all. But he's told, no, you have to stay on the battlefield of life and fulfill your responsibilities. So it seems the true spiritual path isn't about running away from the world. It's about engaging with it head on. You see, this is where spirituality gets really, really practical. Instead of isolating yourself in a cave somewhere, you actually engage with the world through your work. And that not only grounds you in reality, but it also gives you the means to make a real, tangible difference in the lives of others. And this personal story, wow, it's just such a beautiful illustration of this whole idea. The most profound spiritual experience wasn't some solitary meditation, but a simple act of human connection. The memory of a smile, just that one moment of shared humanity, that held so much more value than an hour of blissful escape. And this whole philosophy, it's not just some abstract idea, It becomes a way of life. It translates into this really powerful work ethic, where your values and your principles are way more important than money. Get this, he once turned down a 6-figure salary simply because he didn't believe in the company's ethics. How many of us would do that? So, what's the takeaway here? What does all of this really mean? Well, it means we might need to redefine what we think enlightenment is. Maybe it's not about escaping the world. Maybe it's about living in it with a full and open heart. Yeah, exactly. True spiritual maturity isn't about being blissed out in a cave somewhere. It's about being a functional, loving, and responsible member of society. It's about showing up, contributing, and connecting with the people who are on this journey with you. So, the heart, that's the real destination. It's the meeting point, right? It's where the transcendent gets grounded, where the infinite touches the finite. It's where we finally discover that spirituality isn't an escape from life, but a deep and loving embrace of it. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Is true enlightenment found by leaving the world or by loving it more deeply? This explainer makes a pretty powerful case for the latter. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, the most profound spiritual path isn't a journey to a distant mountaintop, but a journey right back into the heart of our own lives.